Anyway, I don't own table covers. Like, please pretend that this is not a plaid or a cover blanket. Let's pretend it's not a blanket. Anyway, sup. Been a while, but like I've been feeling really crappy for, I guess, obvious reasons. Well, 2020 does slap pretty hard and not in a way that I would enjoy. But anyway, I got a nice package from my family for Christmas and I wasn't sure how to say thank you for this, so I guess I'll just try doing an unboxing. Well, it's not exactly something I'm very used to, but as a proud Polish person living in Germany, I guess this is a nice way of showing off what is like the typical thing that your mom would send you. Thanks, mom. Well, and grandma and my father. But anyway, like I won't have like much of a Christmas this year, I suppose, because like we're like separated and stuff. I didn't go to Warsaw because I was so scared of traveling. And like let's say my family did have a casualty this year already, and I wasn't exactly sure if it's not the best idea to travel to Poland where they don't exactly have this shit figured out. But anyway, up to like nicer things, because like let's say could be that I'm most likely gonna be spending Christmas alone, or like with one of my friends that actually stayed in Berlin, but I still have no clue yet, so we'll see. But like at this point, this is very nice that I'll actually have something local for me to share with people, so. Oh, by the way, there are also like some clothes that I left in Warsaw, in like in the flat where my grandma lives right now. So there's that. Nice. It's totally not like it's like 10 degrees now and I'm basically boiling in this, but I kinda miss the sweat. And there's this because my mom and my grandma couldn't really accept the fact that I don't have a Christmas tree. Okay, so little disclaimer. The only thing I really asked them for was tie-highs, you call them? But anyway, that was literally the only thing that I asked for. Content! Oh yeah, check those babies out. It's just like nice, normal tie-highs, but if I ever decide to go out OnlyFans or something, that's probably gonna be there. Content, my dudes, content. Anyway, the package looks like this. So I can probably envision that it's, like not just one or two things. But anyway. Okay, I asked my mom, like, hey, I would very much like some tie-highs. No, those things, but like also, like a machine for nails, like we call this prezarka in Polish, so like I'm not sure. Like, the things that the ladies have, like in the nail salons and stuff. But besides this, she like sent me such a big, like hecton of stuff, like also. I'm not sure if this is enough tape, I gotta call her and ask her. Okay, how do I do this so it doesn't fall apart? Oh, and I also got like a pair of pants because I had kind of the same ones. They are like 3-piece pants, kinda. Like it's suit pants those are. So I had a pair like those that I bought last year when I went to Warsaw for Christmas, and I had them for my Wiktor Nikiforov shoot because I was, like I managed to do that nice Yuri on Ice cosplay last year. But well, the second time I wore them, I think it was the second time, it was for my first gig as a drag king here in Berlin. And I was stupid enough to not really check or like not really iron them through, like through a rag or something as you're supposed to, because like this is Chinese stuff, so it's like recycled bottles sometimes. But anyway, it was just kind of like, okay, it should be okay with like low temperature or whatever, but it burned. And I went for my first gig, like with a small patch, like under, and I was like, oh, people shouldn't, like really care about this that much, but I was like, why do I do this to myself? It cost me like a lot of courage to actually like reach out, etc. And then that was a nice evening. Like, I think we got like over 60 something euro per person in just tips. I was like Berlin LGBT club culture, and unfortunately, you know, we have to wait for it to come back. But anyway, pants. So, you know, it's like a pretty big box, so I'm not exactly sure to proceed about this, but a very classic thing, but I'm pretty sure that it's not, you know, exclusive to like Polish culture. Socks! I got a lot of them, but you know, like, gotta give it to my mom and my grandma. That's stuff that I actually really love, and you know, and I really get a lot of good use out of this because I'm like one of those people that you know, like I hate presents that are not going to be used. You know, like let's say getting clothes that you know, like from someone that doesn't exactly know my size or like what I actually wear. So then I'm like, what am I gonna do with this? You know, but you know, socks are a safe choice, especially for people like me who like foodie stuff. Man, like half of this is sushi and the other is pizza. McDonald's. Check this out. That's definitely or what you would see me wearing on the time. Food and more food and like I got like a bunch of fries as well, but you know, like that's like typical stuff, so I'm not gonna, you know, like spend too long on this. But what I wanted to show you guys is like the typical sweets that we, you know, like had there. And maybe not just sweets. Unfortunately, I already like ate a bunch of this shit because it took me a few years to get around to doing this video, and you know, I'm not gonna be surprised that you know like I'm getting kind of chunky this year, but you know, like if someone catches me being like, oh, I'm not sure why did I put on weight, you can legally slap me, okay? Like that's what I deserve. But anyway, I didn't touch this yet because it was only one package, but so my favorite cookies of all time, like especially living in Poland, like these are those kind of gingerbread cookies. So you know, like I wasn't really big about sweets for most of my life, especially like my teen years, etc. Because I'm not sure if I ever like mentioned this, but I used to be like quite big slash obese when I was, you know, like when I was in primary school, and then going to I go into like middle school. I went from 78 kilograms to like 54 ish. Yeah, I think like my lowest weight was 54, so it was like in less than 2 years, and I was like, no, I don't want to have any sweets ever again or whatever. But you know, now I'm 28, it's much better. I'm probably in like my 60 something kilograms, but you know, booty and stuff like this. But anyway, it's just kind of, you know, sometimes sweets are a good thing, you know, but like in moderation. But you know, one of those things that everybody loves, and it's kind of like, you know, if you want to buy a present for your, you know, either grandma or like auntie that you don't know very well, that's what you get them, or like your doctor, that also works. Kasia Mleczko, like I haven't really seen this anywhere yet, but you know, like I live in Berlin, there are probably like, you know, Polish shops that actually sell this, but I mean like mainstream shops like Kaufland or Edeka or something. I'm not sure how they would translate it because it's like birth milk. It's just a name, so whatever. But you know, like Wedel is one of the Polish biggest brides, I would say, and like the sweets from Wedel, I'm like, oh my god, or like their dark chocolate. That's what I always used to eat, like the dark chocolate from them. But anyway, that's another thing that is like, you know, like how do you call this, like kind of more natural version of Kit Kat. Like I didn't really know Kit Kats until like I don't know 2010 or something when they got introduced to Poland, but we had those, like those, they're called WW in Polish, WW. So you know, that's what we knew, and that was like our version of Kit Kat, but they don't really do like all of those crazy you know, flavors that you can find. But anyway, what else? There's like a lot of those, and it's also one of my favorite things. It's called kisiel in Polish, but how in heck's sake you would translate it, I'm not sure. I'm like much more of those like Google things, so I probably just like share with people because yeah, I'm getting chunky this year, but I don't want to get this out of control. It's way too many of my favorites already. But yeah, there's like a bunch of those, and I would definitely recommend this if you are ever in Poland. It's called kisiel, but like I haven't seen this like anywhere else yet, around Europe at least. I mean like outside of like Polish shops, but It's like a kind of jelly that you just like put in a cup, put hot water over this, stir for 1 minute, and stonks. It's yummy. Like seriously, I think one of my favorites. Mango and ananas, or like pineapple, if you know, like if you're English speaking, like not any other language of Europe, but ananas, you know. But anyway, I think like my favorite always was like poziomki in Polish. So what would you call this in English? It's not raspberries, like those like smaller strawberries. Whatever, I forgot. I'll just put it on the screen, I guess. But anyway, yummy as heck. Also very cheap. Like I remember this being like around 1 zloty. So like I'm not sure now when you know like our currency went to shit, but let's say it used to be something that would be like 25 cents now in euro. Me. Also, why the heck I haven't found this anywhere yet? Like Santa is the thing that you know like most like vegetarians and vegans would buy in Poland. It's a brand that basically makes like all kinds of soy stuff, and I don't remember them if they had milk because I definitely was buying Alpro already. But Santa was definitely, you know, like pasztet is like pate or like, you know, like a bread spread. So this one's with paprika. Like I already ate the other one because I didn't realize how much I missed this treat until I saw this and I was like, oh no. Anyway, this is pasta warzywna meksykańska. So it's kind of like a veggie paste. Also like what you call this in German, like Brotaufstrich. So like the thing, you know, like a bread spread. But anyway, yummy as heck, also highly recommend. Another love and pride that I asked for actually, it's like, you know, our instant soups for some reason. Like I love this, you know, like here as well. Like I would always buy this shit, especially going on conventions and stuff. But I can't really think of Christmas without borscht, you know, or like borscht. Borscht was it in English? I think. But anyway, borscht. That's, you know, like usually we buy like the bigger packets and you just like have to boil this as well. So, you know, this is just like a quick fix when, you know, like when your Polish genes are kicking in and you're like, oh, I really want, you know, like some beetroot. Which is me quite often. Okay, rosół skóry z makaronem. So it's just like typical chicken soup. Borowikowa z grzankami. So like, mushroom soup. Oh, okay. So like mushroom soup with croutons. Like, you know, those like small bread thingies. And oh yum, it's pumpkin soup. I haven't tried this one yet, so we'll see. And I think I will just like ask some of my like quote unquote international friends, so like just other, you know, other friends that I met mostly like through esports, so like my job's in here, but my, you know, like my closest friend is Australian and another very close friend of mine is Algerian, for example. So I don't think that they ever had like a chance to check out something like this. So we'll see how they like it. Because it's way too much for one person. Thanks mom and grandma and my dad, because, you know, like that's like, I really feel pampered, you know. It's just like at this point, I know that I'm like spending Christmas alone and it's not something that anybody would want to experience, but I don't feel alone in a way, you know. It's like, that's also why I wanted to make this video, because holy shit, I don't think that I've ever felt like this close to someone while being like this far apart, you know. It's like, my relationship with my family was always like kind of rocky, let's say, but it kind of seems like maybe they are going senile, you know, like milder when they get older or something. But you know, I'm like much happier to like call them right now. So maybe that's the thing, you know, like maybe we're just like all of us are getting old or something. I don't know. But anyway, Slavic parents and Slavic. Oh my god, what the. Okay, there's like a lot of this, and I'm like not really happy with how much plastic is there, but you know, like I'm just gonna recycle this. I hope it's gonna be alright. I really don't like wasting, you know, like packaging, etc. Like, you know, ask any of my friends. Oh shit, cucumbers. Like ask any of my friends, you know, like I always like separate garbage and stuff like this, and you know, especially now when we've been in lockdown, I spend my time just switching to, you know, like those eco-friendly things for personal hygiene, like, you know, deodorant crystals and stuff like this. You know, like I'm doing my best to buy as little stuff with like plastic packaging as possible, but like all of us have wrappers, so you know. Ooh, another pride and joy of, you know, like of Polish kids, Grześki, which is like Grzesiek. I think Grzesiek is George in English, so like imagine there is like Georges. Anyway, this is also like a waffle with cocoa filling and cream on top. I think this is also something that I'm gonna like give to some of my friends. Oh, there are also like, where I live, there is quite a lot of Koreans, and honestly, the businesses that they run around here, like the ones that I'm always the happiest to visit. So, would it be weird to just like drop someone a package and like, handmade pierogi and like some Polish sweets? Because, like I've been pretty crazy about like, Korean stuff recently for like, well, 2 years now or something, probably longer. But we have a great market in, like in my neighborhood, and I'm always like, hey guys, what's up? Or like rather they're always like, hey, how's it going? So I think that would be like a nice way of showing appreciation to them. I hope so, at least. But like Korean gamers. Anyway, well, Lindt, that's something that we can get in here, but it used to be my all-time favorite. Like dark chocolate with chili. Also, dark chocolate from Vedel, 64% and 80%. Like, I'm not sure how strong they're gonna be, because like they always just had like just one dark chocolate type, so that was what I was buying. But I think like the brands are always expanding, so there's definitely something newer. Okay, more grześki and more WWs or bubbles, if you wanna like pronounce it properly in Polish. Okay, I guess I was just like like see how those like look properly. I probably use way too much of like properly while speaking. Whatever. No, seems to. Oh, they are separately packaged. Okay, maybe later. Okay, I literally have like like a small mountain of shit right now in here. Well, stuff, it's not shit, but like nice stuff from my family. So let me just like make a little tower out of this on the side, maybe. Wow, there's so much, holy shit. Oh, okay, there's like more stuff. So like more of this dark chocolate. Sól czosnkowa. Okay, that's also like one of the things that I kinda overused in my cooking since always. And it's sold with garlic in there. So it's just like, like grinding stuff together. And also one of those things I couldn't resist, and I literally ate like 2 packages of this already solo. So I'm definitely getting chunkier. I hope not, like not tragically, but delicie. It's like Jaffa cakes, I think they're called in like English and stuff. But like, well, like as Polish people, we are always like very against weird additives to our stuff. So like let's say if you buy Polish sweets and like Polish baking and stuff like this, and just food in general, it's gonna be like much less processed. If that makes sense. Because like we as Polish people are like very traditional and like very picky about our food, I would say. And like if it was like as processed and like as plastic as in some countries, and I've been to, like most people just wouldn't buy it, just say. But like I have like 2 orange ones. I think it's my favorite, the blueberries and cherries. And I ate 1 of each already. Wow, those 6 packets, man. I don't want to know how much they spent on this, like I'm feeling kinda, how I'm gonna like one up this in a way, it's like I love gifting people, but it's always like, I was never like really on the money or anything like this, so I don't consider myself, like let's say spoiled in terms of money. Like I always had to like work for my shit, but like what I always prefer was those presents that you put a lot of like thought into, so like a lot of handmade stuff, etc. Oh yeah, but there is like one last thing. Check out the box. Oof. I'm not sure what the I'm not sure what those are exactly, because I never tried, but like those lollipops, like I don't know this brand, but check out how like cute it is. Like butterflies around this thing. Oh my gosh, there's so much. Oh, anyway, I'm gonna have like a lot to share with people, right? But thanks a lot for like sticking up with me, guys, and like watching this, and in general, a lot of you are probably very patient. Well, definitely very patient if you've been subscribed to me for a while. And I'm literally at like the starting line, etc. But yeah, like I had very like big like mental struggles this year, so if that makes sense. So well, thanks for waiting, and I will do my best to be here like as often as possible. And you know, like I have like a lot of stuff that I started. So like, you know, a couple of things from Persona 5, for example, because you know, like that my idea for a long time was to make basically all masks of like all the Phantom Thieves and you know all the weapons. So I got back to this because you know like I only had the Joker mask this far, but you know like I started on Akechi and Makoto, and we'll see how it goes. Like I wanted to like make all the masks and one weapon per person, so we'll see if you know if I'll manage to make this in a couple of months, but I hope so. And thanks again for watching. Well, thanks again for watching, and hope to see you soon as well. And you know, just remember that even if you're spending Christmas alone, it's just temporary, guys. It's gonna be okay. So I'm sending you a virtual hug and Merry Christmas, guys. I hope you enjoy it. Also, another thing is that sorry that I kinda look like crap, but let's say that's just my like fresh everyday face. But unfortunately, I don't know if you can see this, guys, but like my skin really hates me this year. I'm not sure if this is, you know, like meds or stress or everything combined. But I also have like a very big red spot on like my right eye, and it kind of looks like someone punched me in the face. Well, that wouldn't be the first time, I suppose, but you know, this one it wasn't deserved. Let's say.
Halo, halo.
No hej, hej mama. Słuchaj, bo pierwsze chciałam podziękować za paczkę i drugie zapytać, czy myślicie, że było tam wystarczająco dużo taśmy klejącej na tym pudle? A jeszcze słuchaj, druga rzecz, taka przypominajka. Jak zapisujesz numer telefonu na paczce międzynarodowej, to musisz podać kierunkowy kraju najpierw.
O, choroba.
Ale nieważne, doszło, więc spoko.